ɛna sike di kan no ɛba nanso ntumi ɛma ɛmeduye ɛne yɛtwetwe nkɔmɔ ahwɛ sɛ ne sɛ wonti edin ni bi kura kyɛ sɛ China fo mu no sika no so hyehyɛ no mu kɔ ne adeɛ no nti aseɛ hyɛ dan yɛ adwuma papa yɛ ɛno nti na akwakoba no saa na ne anyimre mpanifo mienu a me no mo atwa atwe nkɔmɔ yi ɛyɛ Manase Atabuahin ono yɛ government spokesperson on economy MPP na kyɛ sɛ MPP amanyuko no kasa ema na afi Ura Malik Adama ono so yɛ communication team ɛwɔ NDC no ono ɛka members no mpanifo mienu na anyimre yi no mo atwa ne ahwɛ yɛbɔbɔ hu ne ahwɛ kwan a IMF wede sika bɛba na ɔman Ghana ɛtumi ato nneɛma na ɔman ɛto ampo ebusafo anyimre mu akwaba
ya jo so ani
ya bɔkɔ deɛ
nyame na won so
adom na hu yɛ mɔbɔ
ya da nyame as
yo Manase
anim
amhyɛ asɛm fi wɛgya ɛsɛ bɔfo na nam ho apaso wonam kɔ akɔgye sika ba bɛhwɛ ɛte sɛn deɛ ɛda abɔnten saa na teɛ na November yi mu na na wɔsɛ sika no ba ɛna ntumi ama creditors na yɛde di wɔn ka no yɛne wɔn nkɔ multilateral ne bilateral for ne adeɛ ne wɔn nkita wɔn no na nkɔ awie de bɛn pa na asi nti na sisi na million ɛwɔ sɛ ɛba to aso no ɛma yɛ abɔ 1032 nti ɛbɔ 1042 ana ma gye me time na me
okay me da se bebre ni ma me fa nkyɛ akɛseɛ ɛma na me fa nkyɛ akɛseɛ nso ma yɛahwɛfo na anwumre me kyia me boss no abokɔdwo pɔn kroma na me kyia MPP ema ene Ghana fo nyina na sɛ deɛ onim no no ene MPP general secretary de krata bi aba abonten a ne nsa hyɛ ase a ɔkyerɛ sɛ orphan constituencies no yɛbɛyɛ extraordinary constituency delegates conference na baby a yɛni MPs ana sɛ baby a NDC MPs wɔ hɔ no yɛato aba na abato no yɛbɛto no on the 2nd December vetting bɛkɔ so nyame adoma next week Tuesday ekosi Thursday nti yɛ kama ɔmo file some person ɔmo stand as MPs enhyɛ so sɛ de bɛyɛ a ɔmo bɛkɔ vetting no enim ɛfa yɛ IMF nkita hodi a yehu publication bi specifically by My Joy Online enye nokre na My Joy Online for omo kratom de to ho no omo say Ghana ya miss out on November 1st timeline ewo senka yenya second tranche of IMF sikana, and that is not the case. In fact o share a year IMF documents na table 9 of page 72 table bi wo ho table no ema dates NFA activities are was a coso. Now, Oshe November 1st, a year 2023. Now, can say observance of end June 2023 performance. Now, your case is say November 1st deadline. And your deadline, IMF edi a release ka. Name a deadline, and I say, baby, was it by the time I besono. I was saying IMF for no aba ukrom abeye review o ma behwe on kratem said dey be going forward no mo susu betimi a report am omo executive board na afi omo atena se a produce kanama it is statement na My Joy Online for a report no it is never the case say Ghana ya missing out on the deadline nti there is nothing like 1st November deadline ye dey year disbursement and I say a D2S ka na mum 1st November no na ye period there was a IMF for no Edi eba or minimum. Now the good news is that 1st November a year deadline no IMF on Bama on the 6th of October near we sa review no almost a month to the time, and so it cannot be said say I mean time as one was a 2 years can and no there is within IMF for one kasane e make sa decisions no and I think so o share a year IMF nkomodie na said the mu no ye ne a year IMF anase amana hodwa ye di omoka the official creditor committee edi nkomo na nkomodie no edru achi omama ye financial assurances na aka memorandum of understanding omodi omonsa ebe team nkrata so na ye confident say between now and the end of November no I mean ye sabeka some memorandum of understanding o hwe nkitahudi aban mu mpanifo ene even China and France ni amana hodo edi omoka na di especially the recent one course wo Marrakesh e wo Morocco na e konkan yi ye confident say going forward no I mean yes abeka sa approval nti ensema ni na mabonten say ya miss timeline na was saying IMF TS cano I mean on the 1st of November and this animal no ye case sudia say no crabia enim nti ani say media houses and I say even online portals no more report stories that they have to be very circumspect. Yes, or more can you man and no cray a clear incidence of misinformation. Because statements that is the thing missing in some of the to why and no cray
and penny says be bini un sema you moy and sema quality teach what's say timeline be any na and you say 2 years one and family timeline be any and I say within maintenance can be benimuno na timeline we pesa me to ase yi what's timeline be any nti I was say bia I was say by November na mo anya first and I say 30th
no in fact and it's not about I was say by November
me question me bisa
yes me say me chim November 1st na e wo ho no timeline na e wo say ansa na ebedru no na IMF na musifo no ma ba ukrom na o ma behwe on krata mu to be sure say why nyoma e wasa we na omo approve omo staff level agreement na ma say the be omo so dey call back omo executive board omo na the final authority na omo so betimi atena o case ni so na fa omo di ho komo no omo approve am. So there's a timeline for staff IMF ejuma form be ba ukrom abehwe on krata mu but and the reality is that so omo behwe on krata mu wie no there's a timeline to it about the disbursement of the money no the moment omo no empenifo no ebe hu say why bibian of course so
but the pen hu ni say ye first one no 600 million the communique out there and say 6 months later then sabekanti ye first one no NCC bosum say ni
it's almost 5-6 months and I meet him say there's a timeline on a bra IMF and MUC for a year review no eba sikano omutuana there is no timeline to it but the reality is that say omoba no mo be omo review na said nioma I was away otimi meet those conditions na enche na ya review sikama
to say wa okasa mu no ye meet here because ye ne omo ye do omo kan nkitaudi ayedi no wa oka say you kuso ya ko Marrakesh which is Morocco nkitaudi akwani wonyini say bia no krebi wo ba bi say ya elite wo ba bi say ye dwumadi bi wo ho ayi ni wo hwe sa report ya e wo man joy online ya estate say omo ba ye efa yen kwan ye fa so fa ni pa dwuma mu no ombo ya baso na mmom ye ne omo ye do omo kan nkitaudi ni de enhye den se nim say wonyini say the omo kan in that man say the owo kan which yet in say 6 months but won so say timeline bi na ho timeline na ho yi kakrabat ade na ahade omo si okay ba wan kasa so wakase mo enim de do omo kan so nkitaudi ni nsi
in fact o share o call my joy online now check on the 2nd of November omo ankasa publish a story omo say IMF executive board ebesin kunya na on the 3rd week of November, to be specific, on the 22nd of November, IMF bets na say na omo ahwehwe in Kraten, especially Ghana na omo say omo be my approval and as omo my approval. So I want to state categorically say the 1st November deadline enye deadline for me ba question so enye deadline for disbursement and as sky to a deadline for the review yetimi on the 6th of October. So that is it. And now on the 22nd of November, IMF Executive Board ebet say na afi omo decided on Ghana case. And until na matchem says, you see, the Ghana ehwe anymore and say entiase nkrata IFN memorandum of understanding between Ghana and the official creditor committee and I said the Paris Club and I say amana hodwa ye di omo ka no. Eno ne ehwe anymore say yensa ebeka. But to say 1st November a deadline and was a yesikano is not the case because 1st November is only a deadline for review. It's me in term on the 6th of October. Meaning said the American not myself.
My two say baby I'm so I'm na kakra ne say aka 1 minute but remember another 1 minute aka baby I'm na kakra ne say yeah she could do baby to me the first one mine.
Yeah.
Nti the second one 6 months na to na film kwa kwatena in Canada na just say you were maybe your baby but ebia ne kan ye be catch my man na adding.
No, that is not the case. Abaya are very transparent. Your IMF in kita hodie. In fact, first one no omuma their friend financial assurances. Eno na ye dinya first tranche no. Now, with the second tranche no, even though any IMF clause but it's important say as a country because say o yen hye e de ahwinhwan I mean o debt and I say o kaso no amana hodo a wo de omoka o yen sachaye wo kam ne wo so omotimi e de ntiase krata ebrew said ye be no ne ba e be ma akonya ama your friend is IMF board so prevent and government has been mentioning this far too many say you make sure say very soon amana hodo no ye benya memorandum of understanding said ye be ye betimi anya IMF I mean approval from the board nti ye twen sa ntiase krata no
I am na kakra because mo e Ghana
ya can over and over again there's nothing we are hiding
say o ma do mo carry there e hye bi e wo say ba ne hu kwan a abonti because me too say IMF sa anwumre nyina ye kwan a so ne 3 billion or the man nsa be kan tino no so hwe wo do mo ka no adama ye hwe the ti hu ni menya release bi cry from Ministry of Finance and me hwe the same thing na kwesibotwi abomi baby o manasi ka se ensem na manjo na ka no nukure bi ni but ono anso ne kasa mu no ama ye me na ka se deadline bi eni hu dia ada be na beba ne enso yenye bi dia boy hu bra as oman but omitio sa sika
me da se be re die de kan ma menchia o my penin dada na menchia omo mohwe menchia wankasa na menchia manase so ba no de wanchia
man ka fra was an oversight menchia
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama any the former vice running mate anyway Joy Eddie Assembly abetudwa na before you be interrogate assembly whether omo kanokra na omo kanokra no e was say yankasa ye bi say ho say Joy is it credible or incredible the kind of na say o share story na Joy ka say omo checks from the funds program
but that question now can there and also the debatable because Joy nipa na here adwuma
of course yes
it's nipa na fu
but onim say
the credibility there but
agree
so to me ba
and the but here the president so here the hwe niema anamebwa president here the good na Joy ka say omo response omo nyaye no information omo nyaane from the funds program document that is where their source was coming from and to say program free funds a program document they see it as genuine document just because omokonya document they access the documents from the office funds office maybe a program paper but Joy Anka said the deadline per what I read a 1st of November.
The word was not deadline. Suppose.
I like that word. Until when you look at the other communique say they've mixed the 1st November deadline for the second tranche, but it is not the word deadline. Into almost mixing 1st November disbursement, but any deadline. So it simply means there will be another day. Anytime you be meeting requirements na yebede yansabeka.
Yeah.
It will be there just because that is not the deadline. And when you listen to what the minister even said, upon what Joyce said, Oka said Osanka said there is no deadline to it, but they are working hard to at least meet the requirement. And what is the requirement? Simple and short, as Wankasa Okana. Obi mo bushia or safety. The safety ni there. Safety ni ye opese na saka na sika back. Enti die obeya na sabeka na sika back and no de beto wini. Say so betima ye see na me manya surety say me sabeka na sika back fine. External debtors are yedika externally is about $30 billion. And also at least 40% of it, which is about 10.5 billion. You intimi negotiate whether they can waive it to say on suspending the payment to
and the as mine
yes yeah until you be press the way no omo say you qualify for the second tranche and we need include China omo ye external high nkrofo ye di omo ka bebre and na Paris Club nso ye di omo castle enti nkrofo two way ade bia na omo gina ho kese se anka ye na omo ye de enkasa aban so already or say on omo ye de in negotiation but per what government finance minister or say they've gone a long way fine if they've gone a long way we all applaud a long way but let's see how soon or how delayed because me assure say you nyina ye monitor say na a second trench in bed because it will be good for the nation and Bansua is bad for the nation because one way or the other interest rate and so a holding the kakra because some dollars are in the country and a holding the kakra and Bansua esma because dollar class 38 meaning say if you are privy to that I start credit and it a big dragon and me first say I don't see anything wrong with Joy. I absolutely don't see anything wrong. The minister also can counter the audio. Joy can come out with
abadada.
Yes, or abadada. And now Joy so no when you push them on bet me the almost source of or more information but as they've
but say scanning here na sa bantan ni here as a
bantan and necessary scanning here em say obisa menu say what is the duration which you say within 6 months the second trench and was say a drop it into our accounts within 6 months and we are within the 6 months. That is where you move the AGD say we are within the time. Even if it's not the 1st November as Joyce said now, it's within the time. It's within the November. So if it's within the November, not per finance minister's word now, this November will not come on. It's absolutely out. Per the finance minister word is we are looking at somewhere February or even January. You get it? Which I think say what Joy are saying say we've mixed our target based on the negotiation and to me and Koyi now. Honestly speaking, you and I know say negotiation say Koyi and by now we've have it. So the negotiation have not gone well. But we don't wish doom for the country because as I said earlier if you wish doom for the country now the implication it affects you and I all here. So I think the minister and then the board, which is I think the people involved, they should
rapidly. Board now, okay.
No, I mean the people together, the people who are doing the negotiation. That's the minister and his team. That means the word minister and his team.
The finance ministry.
And then the team, Okay. Maybe the minister, not necessarily finance, ultimately will be. You hire sometimes you can hire somebody.
But ministry is spearheaded.
I agree. And I use the word in the team. Phobia is not part of the ministry because it's competent in those areas. So they take people outside all this. And where I'm coming from here, you should assemble them, they should push because per his own statement or counter already, But most of see they've gone ahead and they've gone far. They've gone far, as at how far. That is what we are looking because the money we are talking about here is about $10.5 billion. That's the relief we are expecting. That's the external debt. But yet expect to say they will relieve. The external debt is $30 billion. But what they are expected say on a relief, that's the $10.5 billion expectation of the relief. And it's not a small money. So I think say the minister and his team, they should push so that at least those that we own, or more Yedidi or more Kano, China specifically, and then the Paris Club, they can look at it and maybe waive or defer it.
That's what Matthias Yanka you do because you can come on do baby, and you can 600 million.
Yes.
But NC now you can't do baby and see any and 600 million. NC quarantine the next year OTA Manase Kasa a Komara cash a question Wakasa. We say the crackran their mind is still conditionalities in or mining meat.
That is facts. That is where the Joy FM can. But what we are trying to say is that Omon Pushi, how best Ombe Timaya Ombe meeting. Maybe our first trench Omoshe Nase the usage satisfactory. Maybe based on that, on bet me, I should on me.
But I say, I'm also not. Maybe some question we say, we dey me dey question kakra, but ebe boa ya hwe for them who dey.
Sure.
If any do ye per omo ya do omo ka Paris Club ni China for ni other minor do omo ka. If any do ye, ti ase be ni do ye ni dinya 600 million. Na dwuma ben na aka wo se ya. Sikanen kai na aka no because 3 billion. And then you must say, "Next, I got 2.4 billion." If I need do any dinya de dikano, and a juma ben ya car, or was say ya, ebia, nya second trench and ebia, third, fourth, fifth, total, enquire say, and I still your committee meeting, and biano. Apart from your internal year, I'm the show hano, your external for no. Still, there may be any external issues be womb. Na senate ona we kan economy think out
you okay me na say be very nti obeka ya bra ye start any IMF din komo no ehun be hian say as a country no ye be make sure say ye ka ye de no ye hwehwan so ama na ba form nti aban started with your domestic debt na me de ye exchange e buy say the be mo wo enu na haircut no was not for a Bank of Ghana and take haircut.
Okay.
To state the fact, because nipa bia nipa wa wo do sika eto ho eto bond no ebe wi ase na ye emfie no ne yatwe but osika botene ne ensihu ne de obenya ne pepepe nti bi oje na take haircut now ebra aban ewie eye domestic debt restructuring no ehu ko hia say amana hodo a ye de omoka omo outside ne omo ebe di nkomo external creditors nti ye ne omo nso edi nkomo na mana kwa echi se dem di kan omo edi kan ma ye their friend financial assurances na no so ka ho na yetimi enya first tranche no yes nti financial assurances basically HSF for the external creditors no omo ahwe nkratem omo te the economic dynamics of nyoma ekoso ewo krom nti because of that no because omo more confidence ewo economy nim no omo so agitum say yes see ahokyere aba nti eba omo sika omo de aba obosiane they are willing so omo ebetwentwen so ana say esihu bi oho na bi e wo so omo hwan so ana say wo so omo twe mfie na e wo so oditua na they are willing to do that nti sa assurance e obeka ne say otwi agency ana say me say the missing kana e na omo de ema abani in the first instance. Now in the second instance they abani ehwe animu an advanced form of assurance no ena entiase nkrata na memorandum of understanding pe free official creditor committee ene the parish club said they are going forward no ene be final na afi de ye hu say ye ka ye di amanfo no domestic debt ne de yetimi ayen sachai won external no say no finally no I mean creditors and that's all more amana who do I do omoka no mo age atum say e won krata so ne momenye e bia by word of mouth and I say some assurances but ye were krata to the effect say sisi no omoni Ghana e kono this and that terms nti eno na ye hwe ni mu a aka say I mean yes I beka
yes wa me bo maminti bibia say assurance na chi no
yeah
the aban ni joy news nyina ye ne say IMF for say yeah, external debtors I do mukano. Oma do mukai, oma credit ye sikano. E should no munko apamu ye. Also kase wo se oma me assurance. Assurance na chino. Oma hu bibi nti na MC pay so okay Ghana kana wo de me no. Me ka say for 5 years to ya. I say there mema 10 years. Nti IMF nso beja atum say because nkomo atwetwe nyina atum say wo kase mu ne ade no. Assurance na chino enye yem femu nyema nyina wiye say kibia Paris Club for wi one Ghana 30 years to pay the 10 billion and I say you are spreading over and I say China for wi menye sure say nyina wi nyina nkita odi na egusu ekoso we say omugidi ato asentina still yenwie ya no 6 months ye du afi na ye kwakotena say akwakohwe nkratem
yo into the kind there's a difference between financial assurance no any the memorandum of understanding na ye good yes into eba negotiation na on say onu na wo de neka hold on nyambote
me oba me no be kan boko na fe wo sesan wadwen na wo ya ha me
debi onu na ye de neka And the man fee say omo finance minister and even the governors of their various central banks and say omo ni odi nkomo te say the any omo edi o Marrakesh now omo so will have to go back to their central government, even their presidents. You know omo so any omo atna say Edim in Komana Manako exchange, they will be coming a back and forth with some things. It is
Marrakesh, or the court Nasem Penifo and Yantuma, it goes back.
I say already, Omo Amaye, their friend of financial assurance are basically a say Anoni Anon Komodi, dear Omo, any hold on, Omonia, it's a car. And Kratane and only an advanced form. I know it takes a lot of deliberation in their various. No, I'm not at all.
What say? Me all kind of mission be for me experts. What say you could share any dim corner just no penny for queen. Maybe say see no common could be assurance near the so no penny for so what nasi.
Yes.
See we are masuma upon Cromasma say a dim como Okona say the other come upon Cromano say only near ever say Kodana Munem.
Bongo into Messi Bongo enim. But say what's the me dey for me possible to this must sound there. It's very simple into Maba mini wedding komo. Now en komo na mini wedding no. Ma hwe on kratem at situation na say very well. Matthias say into between me and wo by extension between the staff level IMF for and MUC for no mo buy no. Any aban penny for no. Omo I akoben kromu aja to himself, of course Ghana ye said the university here and they said the nyoma any air than na ya ja to mu and especially hold on and especially with the official creditors and I said other countries said they are also aware. You see about investors now omote the dynamics of say economic difficulties even more than your domestic one. It's the moment omo beti ase no they will also have to go back also almost call back to omo abaimon penny former president na keka ho no omo ene omo akodi nkomo and sana finally yetimi anya entiase nkrata na it will come from their central government and even from their president so no ye hwe ni
wakwase abai okay de me pesa wotifi o ma ni say omo mbae no mo betiti ni o me biase but omo nye the final say
of course.
What am I say? Omo the finance.
But play a critical role.
Very good. But any finance. And just ko mo man mu say be China for the money no mu nkita oni ni ade ni repair de wa kana. Okodu China na say be o ha de agi say be a won go back to Ghana. Atwi ni o makọ akire.
Enim China omo finance minister. Omo governor of the central bank.
Man say de wa
hold on. Yes, and I mean intina me chemti the finance minister, governor of our central bank, any other buying penny for any makusha. These are the same people or more ever call back to their country to lead the conversation. But at this time, they will have to have the conversation with or more amampenia hodo. It is a sanko for enya entiasiena.
No my entiasiena.
It said they were bear 60%. Now the akano, I was say president
49
yeah, in most cases, or more enya entiasiena. Ayana enye den so onberich and a terms nti e be back and forth e bi o ho musu e bi a ye be twemu 5 years yes you bi a mama ye 10 a nke painter ya no ba ye any nkomodi enye a one off thing minim sa otima say
mato ase but e den a e ho ne de so be kwa ko hu obi ansa ne de em say adwuma wom se e ka no kra che ho adama ma ewie nkomo
anyway me
ekoi me ka che aso man because we say the man say kan say even 99% to announce will be 1% ka ho na adena
this is how it works the man this is how it works it say EG loans e wo bank a similar procedure but just because we a nation to nation and a nation to an institution. An institution here international, and that's what makes the difference. Here they see a staff member agreement or mushia or mokasa no among themselves the Senate ombe kasa ABA IMF staff no about mark amaya full assurance. But as you said, that is not the end. Afri no mbeko no mumpenyinfo to say open loan oko na ABA or credit officer take you details be more assurance, but the credit team will meet, and I said the board will meet before they will approve it. Even when they approve it in Puna, sometimes they give you trenches based on maybe omo obi na omo expect say obi meet some requirements before the second. You see which happens in normal bank transactions. Until you see omo kasa coin, no, it doesn't necessarily mean say, as you said, acquire a done deal. They've assured us fine, but I think almost coin for omo crop for sending kind. But the most important, how we will negotiate for $10.5 billion, no, whether it will be deferred, the defense or how long, so that it be easy pressure. Oh, yeah, bond. Now, will be some answer whether it's part of the IMF conditions or not. The answer is yes. Simple and short here, we are deferring payment to later.
So what 2 years now, so they call 5 years.
Yes, again, you are deferring so that IMF we meet the conditional. And what are the conditionality? The conditionality is that omo pesa pressure into omo abudu omo kana omo. Uno omo nkasa.
Omo space.
Na yes, omo nkasa na omo extend the economic echi. So obetimi aye free. Na your mouse kana obeti unfront tuatuaka. Obetimi di aye dia wo ka kire say opese oyado. So it do say try your council bit my tray be. Enti bond na ekoje di enti aye extending the coil no is to meet that conditional.
Okay. Madam Safo penny for me you say manase atabo ahin na afi ono government spokesperson on economy ono kasama ban no former sikasem ene entotua ho na afi Malik Adama ono communication team member ma NDC amanyoko me din adi anim ado. Emu nyina si YouTube ahwefo da ma se na otwi fidwada ebeka efiade ye no na edi dwuma ya muka ye ho sanso na adwuma ye for crew na omuma ye ba TV so ni ade nyina de do bi ase se dwumade akoyie na menene de kasebo no eba ye no Isaac Adionum ono so meda na se emu nyina ase empire bo ne so bo ade ma de pa ache na nyuma despite media ye e de somo my Ghana ene wo a wo hwe ye no etimi atwa so e de abremo ahana de mosi yakramo.